What if the key to success in life isn't how smart you are, but how well you understand your own heart? We live in a world obsessed with IQ tests, grades, and job titles. From the time we're little, we're taught that intelligence, raw, analytical brain power, is the golden ticket to achievement. But if that's true, why do so many people with sky-high IQs struggle in relationships, buckle under pressure, or live lives that feel emotionally hollow? Why do we sometimes sabotage our own happiness, even when we know better? The answer lies in something far deeper and more powerful than IQ. It's called emotional intelligence. Daniel Goleman's groundbreaking book, Emotional Intelligence, turns the spotlight on a truth we've sensed all along. Being smart isn't enough. What truly defines us, what helps us thrive in love, in work, and in our inner worlds, isn't just intellect. It's our ability to manage emotions, to read others, and to stay calm and connected in the storms of everyday life. And the best part? Emotional intelligence isn't fixed. It's a skill, a muscle we can build, a compass we can learn to trust. Imagine, for a moment, your own life, the times you've lost your temper and regretted it, the moments you froze when you should have spoken up, the relationships that unraveled not because you didn't care, but because you didn't know how to show it. Goleman invites us to see these not as personal flaws, but as emotional skills waiting to be developed. Through decades of research and real-life examples, he reveals that emotional intelligence, what he calls EQ, is not just important, it's transformative. So what exactly is emotional intelligence? It's the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, and to recognize, understand, and influence the emotions of others. Goleman identifies 5 core areas: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. These aren't abstract ideals. They're the building blocks of emotional strength. Let's start with self-awareness. How often do you pause and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? And why? Most of us are so busy reacting that we never stop to notice our inner weather. But without self-awareness, we're like ships without a compass, easily thrown off course by anger, fear, or anxiety. Goleman shows us that self-awareness is the foundation. It's about tuning in not just to what you feel, but to the patterns and triggers behind those feelings. When you become aware of your emotions, you regain your power. From there, we step into self-regulation, the art of keeping your cool. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings, pretending everything's fine when it isn't. It means learning to respond instead of react. It's the split-second pause before you hit send on that angry text. It's breathing through stress instead of snapping. Goleman introduces us to people who've mastered this, showing that calm under pressure isn't a gift, it's a trained skill. And when you learn to regulate your emotions, you create space for better choices, deeper relationships, and inner peace. Next comes motivation. Not the flashy, goal-chasing kind, but the deep, intrinsic drive to grow, to overcome, to create something meaningful. People with high emotional intelligence are fueled from within. They don't need constant praise or external rewards to keep going. Goleman explains that emotionally intelligent people are often more productive, more focused, and more resilient. Not because they never fail, but because they see failure as feedback, not defeat. And then there's empathy. This is where EQ begins to shape the world around us. Empathy is not just about feeling for others, it's about understanding them. It's the quiet superpower that lets you listen deeply, sense what someone isn't saying, and respond in ways that build trust. In a world where everyone wants to be heard, empathy is a gift we can give and receive every single day. Finally, we arrive at social skills, the ability to connect, communicate, and collaborate. These are the tools that make teams thrive, relationships blossom, and leaders stand out. Whether it's resolving conflict, inspiring a group, or simply making someone feel seen, social intelligence is where all the other emotional muscles come together in action. Now, you might be wondering, can I really change how emotionally intelligent I am? Isn't this just personality? Goleman's answer is a resounding no. Emotional intelligence isn't fixed at birth. Our brains, especially the parts responsible for emotional processing, are malleable. With intention and practice, we can literally rewire ourselves for greater emotional strength. Through mindfulness, reflection, and honest feedback, we can learn to become more aware, more compassionate, more composed. This is where theory meets life. Because what Goleman teaches isn't just for classrooms or corporate boardrooms. It's for parents trying to raise emotionally healthy kids, for partners trying to love better, for leaders trying to inspire, for you, right here, right now, trying to live with more clarity, courage, and connection. Let's talk about real life. You know those days when you're overwhelmed, everything feels urgent, and one small comment can ruin your mood? That's where emotional intelligence comes in. Imagine if, instead of spiraling, you could pause. Label your feeling. Ask what triggered it. Breathe. Choose your next move with intention. That's self-regulation in action. Or think about the last time someone really listened to you. Not just your words, but your tone, your pauses, your energy. That's empathy. And it's rare. But you can be that person for others. When you are, you'll notice people open up, trust grows, and conflict begins to dissolve. And what about your dreams? The things you want to build, create, change? Motivation, the kind that lasts, comes from aligning your emotions with your purpose. When you tap into why something matters, not just what you're doing, you unlock a deeper fuel. Goleman encourages us to look inward for this drive, to stop chasing approval and start following meaning. In relationships, EQ shows up in how we handle tension, how we communicate during conflict, and how we show appreciation. Think of the difference between reacting with "you never listen to me" versus calmly saying, "I feel unheard when this happens." One escalates, the other opens dialogue. One burns bridges, the other builds them. And it's not just personal. In the workplace, Goleman found that emotional intelligence is a stronger predictor of success than IQ or technical skills, especially in leadership roles. Why? Because leaders who understand emotions build trust, resolve conflict with grace, and inspire loyalty. They create spaces where people feel safe to speak, to risk, to grow. But let's get real. This isn't easy. We all have emotional blind spots. We all have wounds. And sometimes, the hardest part of emotional intelligence is facing ourselves. But here's the truth. The more honest you are with yourself, the more emotionally free you become. So how do we begin? Start small. Begin with naming your emotions instead of ignoring them. Try this right now. What are you feeling in one word? Angry? Anxious? Excited? Noticing your emotions is the first step toward owning them. Next, practice the pause. Before reacting, whether it's sending that snarky email or avoiding a tough conversation, take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what's really going on here? What's the best version of me want to do? Then, listen more. Not just with your ears, but with your presence. Ask people how they feel, and mean it. You'll be amazed at how much people long to be seen. And don't forget self-compassion. You won't always get it right. You'll still lose your temper. Miss the mark. That's okay. Emotional intelligence isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Every moment of awareness is a victory. Every act of kindness, a ripple. Let this be your mirror. What kind of emotional legacy are you building? Are you the storm or the calm within it? Are you a safe place for others? Or are you still battling yourself? Goleman's message is clear. You don't need to be born with a special gift. You just need the courage to look inward, the humility to grow, and the commitment to keep showing up. EQ isn't a finish line. It's a way of being, a practice, a journey. So today, I challenge you. Choose one moment, just one, where you respond with intention instead of reaction. One conversation where you listen more than you speak. One emotion you allow yourself to feel without judgment. Let that be your beginning. And if something stirred in you today, if a part of you whispered, "This is what I need," then follow that voice. Pick up Goleman's emotional intelligence. Let it guide you deeper. Let it challenge you. Let it remind you that the greatest wisdom isn't just knowing more. It's feeling better, connecting deeper, and living truer. And if this message spoke to you, if you're ready to grow, to heal, to lead with your heart, then join the journey. Like this video, Drop a comment about the moment that resonated most. Subscribe for more conversations that matter. And share this with someone who's ready to step into their strongest, kindest self. Because in the end, emotional intelligence isn't just a tool, it's a way of coming home to yourself. And you, my friend, are worth that journey.